Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Marty, the guy that runs this place. And, of course, if you're here, you probably already knew that. Anyway, good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. Weekend's coming. Hope you got some good plans. I know that we have, apparently, Lady Boomers decided that our summer is going to be entertaining for the rest of the summer. We've got plans. We're entertaining both tomorrow and the next day. And then we got what is it? We got, next weekend, I guess we're going back up to the lake. The weekend after that, we're going to the lake. We're doing a lot of summery stuff that we usually don't do, and I kind of like it. Anyway, happy Funky Friday. I guess that's all I have. There's, so this morning when I got up, Epsteined was trending. I'm like, has somebody else kicked the bucket that probably could have been Epsteined? And I'm like, that wasn't it. Well, sort of got it. And it's, I guess I'm not mad why it's trolling, but then I saw that Hillary Clinton and her daughter were going to have a new 8-part net series or some shit. And so between that and Epstein, I'm like, but there's not an Well, there was an but I was going to show you there's a bit of hypocrisy out there that I'll show you. Anyway, that's all. I updated my outro too. So there's a new outro. It may look similar, but it's different because it's updated with better flowers and shoes that I actually still wear. You'll understand if you ever watch the outro. Anyway, should we get this thing started? I think so. Play the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog Studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, P. Dog Night. Yes. Hey, stop the music, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P. Dog Night on the internet. And welcome back to the P. Dog Night channel. I am ecstatic you're here. I got the coffee. And, that's Salt Lake City, Utah. That's one of my favorite cups. My son-in-law gave me this even before he was my son-in-law, and I really appreciate it. So anyway, let's just say hi and get this thing started, because I got a lot of tabs, you know me, and I want to get it all in. And since we start a little late, I like to get it in. Anyway, so let's say hi to the people in the chat. First, the chat is Ty Alexander, who gets that bell. Also, good morning, Rotten Corpse, Advocatus Diablo, the Devil's Advocate, Simon Wolf. Wait a minute, there's something wrong here. What the hell? Oh, I know what it is. It's Funky Friday. Gotta have the jams on. Come on now. All right, let me continue. Who else is here? Simon Wolfwood's in the house. Data Wasteland. My favorite Canadian Jaeger ponies in the house. Maddie's in the house. Also, good morning to Jay Pylon. There's a whole, down here. There we go. Attack Alpaca, Mike Savage, Blarg, Man Squatch is in the house. Also, good morning to Lord Stanhope and Jethro Hetero. Nice to see you. Willett Forge is here. Zan Wild. Is that everybody? D.I. Freighter Watcher, Richo, my man from down under. And that looks like just about everybody. If I missed you, don't take it personally. I am an old man. And I wouldn't say I'm not old. I'm old enough. I'm old enough to be a lot of you's dad. But anyway, But not most of you. A lot of you are closer to my age than I ever imagined. But anyway, welcome to the show. How are you today? As I said, I'm entertaining all weekend. My wife's works parties at our house tomorrow. My work parties at my house on Sunday. My son is in from Denver. He's going to pop by sometime tomorrow, him and his lovely fiance. And because they're going to a wedding down in down southeast of us at I think Treasure Island, or I don't know, somewhere down in near Red Wing, Minnesota. He's going to a wedding. So that's cool. Your power just went out. That sucks. Anyway, it's Funky Friday. I might leave the music on for a while, but I don't know if I can stand having it blast in my ears. I could turn my monitor down, but then I can't hear the music. I kind of like it. So, well, let's get it started because, like I said, I have some things to get caught up on today. So first, one of the things that's trending this morning, news-wise, I thought your son lived in your state. No, he does not. My son lives in Colorado now. He moved, we moved him in September. And so he's been out in Denver, even though he works for a company that's here, which is Eden Prairie, Minnesota, over in just the other side of the metro here. But they moved to Denver in September. Let's see. The power is not yours, Captain Planet lied. Oh. See? Anyway. And what's this? I'm 36, and my father's 76 or 78 when he died. Being 100 would make you older than my dad. Well, I'm not 100, Tyre. I'm not 100. All right, let's go with some news. First in the news is Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin is pissing off the Democratic faithful again because Joe Manchin has said that he is not going to support new spending on climate change or new tax increases on wealthy individuals. Hey, maybe. Oh, you can't see that shit, can you? Let's try this again. Let's do that and try this. Is that better? There we go. Not really. There it is. Here it is. Okay, here we go. So anyway, he's trending. Joe Manchin told Democratic leaders unequivocally on Thursday that he will not support new spending on climate change or new tax increases for wealthy individuals. And, well, let's just say some people are up in arms. Here's the article from the National Review. Manchin deals major blow to Biden's climate and tax agenda. Senator Joe Manchin, Democrat in West Virginia, told Democratic leaders unequivocally on Thursday that he will not support new spending on climate change or new tax increases for wealthy individuals and corporations in Democrats' economic package, according to multiple new reports. Manchin ended his negotiation with Senate Majority Leader Chuck the smarmy prick from New York Schumer after 2 months, according to CNN. Democrats are hoping to pass a new economic package ahead of the midterm elections after Manchin, who often has outsized power in the evenly divided Senate, where the Democrats need votes of all 50 Democrats to pass legislation, merited the Biden Build Back Better bill. That's holy shit. That's 5 B's in a row in December. Biden's Build Back Better bill. That's like for Albanian buttholes. Anyway, a spokesperson for Manchin told the Washington Post that political headlines are of no value to the millions of Americans struggling to afford groceries and gas as inflation soars to 9.1%. Senator Manchin believes it's time for leaders to put political agendas aside, reevaluate, and adjust to the economic realities the country faces to avoid taking steps that add fuel to the inflation fire, you assholes. You just want to spend a bunch of money so you can buy some votes with your bullshit Build Back Biden Better butthole plan. I kind of got a little off there. Anyway, so let's see. Manchin said earlier this week that he would be cautious about any new federal spending after the Bureau of Labor Statistics revealed that the consumer price index increased by 9.1% in June from 1 year earlier, the steepest increase recorded in nearly 41 years. The increase was higher than the 8.8% rise projected by economists. Democrats had pared down their Biden's Build Back Better bill butthole, hoping to win support from Manchin by cutting provisions that would have offered paid family and medical leave and offered child care for free pre-kindergarten and tax benefits to low-income Americans. Now, here's the problem. They just want to spend a whole shit ton of money that we've been giving to Ukraine. See, now they're not giving $40 billion with a B dollars to Ukraine. He might have been a little more receptive, although they're talking trillions on this Build Back Better Biden butthole bill with butter. And thank you, Lord Stand Up, for that contribution. And so, stop spending money, fuckwads, and stop trying to take more money from the people who already are raising prices. So, because the Democrats want get this, Democrats want a corporate tax increase, which would not match the spending that they're proposing anyway, but they want a corporate tax increase to I don't know, to fight inflation. Does that make sense at all? No, it does not. How's the music level? I'm curious. Anyway, so Joe Manchin is pissing off Democrats everywhere. Now, he's trending on Twitter today. If my screen will ever refresh here. Holy Nikes, this is taking long to refresh. There we go. Now, there's a lot of people talking about Joe Manchin, and they're not happy. So here's one here. This is... So somebody... By the way, you know my disclaimer, right? Anyway, somebody named Bill says Manchin has taken more money from the fossil fuel industry than anyone else in D.C., and the return of that investment has been enormous. Big oil got its money's worth 1,000 times over. Well, I'm not surprised that coal lobbyists might have an interest in West Virginia politics, because that's where it's a big coal state. So you know what? Look, it has nothing to do with the fossil fuel industry. It has to do with government spending. And if they keep spending and spending, that means they have to keep printing and printing. Printers go, and they're probably squeaky and screechy. They've been printing so much damn money. So anyway, somebody named Clay Travis says, if it wasn't for Manchin, inflation would be at 20%. Well, in actuality, even though because they changed how they calculate inflation, it probably is already at 20%. But anyway, but that's none of my business. Anyway, so but Clay Travis says, agreed, at 15% at least, Manchin has saved Democrats from Biden, as awful things are now. If Biden had gotten his Build Back Better Biden butthole butt brain butter whatever bill economic agenda passed, everything would be way worse. Oh my God, you're not kidding, because they're talking trillions. They're like $4 trillion they wanted to spend. Now, here's someone named Lindy Lee. Now, Lindy Lee is a very, I don't know where she came, political commentator, Joe Biden delegate, Princeton alumni class, vegan. Oh, yay. Actually,
your life makes me sad.
Yeah, because you're a vegan. She has a little thread here, and I remember seeing this yesterday, because, this morning actually, and I'm gonna just highlight this thread that she puts here, because she's very upset with the Democrats, and especially Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema. It's funny because Joe Manchin gets a majority of the ire of these not always left, it's just Democrat establishment types. And so Lindy Lee decided to tweet this thread, and if it'll pop up here eventually. Come on, computer. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Build back butter, butt, brain, Biden, butthole, Bill. Yes, thank you, Man Squatch. So she says, blows my mind that Joe Manchin, one dude from West Virginia who represents 0.5% of the U.S., is holding the rest of us hostage. One coal kingpin is forcing the rest of us to choke on the Koch empire's dirty fucking fossil fuels. The GOP and their two buddies, Manchin and Enema, oh, see what you did there? Enema, are doing everything they can to destroy our country. Are they now? Are they? You don't think that the Biden administration is doing that well enough on their own? Anyway, deprive women of our bodily autonomy. Now, hold up. I'm really tired of this line. Is bodily autonomy... are you depriving women of bodily autonomy? That's a question. And is this something that you have, everyone has? Does everyone have bodily autonomy? I know that if I went to... let's say I went over down to the CVS or Walgreens, and I said to the pharmacist behind the counter, hey, can you give me some Sudafed and some OxyContin? Because I'm going to, I want to exercise my bodily autonomy and put some Sudafed and OxyContin in my body. And the pharmacist would say, no, see, you don't really have that kind of bodily autonomy, okay? And also, when they say bodily autonomy, now look, remember, I believe that there should be legalized abortion to a certain point in the pregnancy. It's because unless there's very few exceptions though, but that's not what I meant. Anyway, let me finish the thought. So the whole bodily autonomy thing. Well, you have bodily autonomy. Do you have bodily autonomy in your other parts of your life? Like before you get pregnant? Can you take and use contraceptives? Maybe get an IUD? That's bodily autonomy. Bodily autonomy is the only thing that the Supreme Court did was say, hey, this is a poorly written thing, and the court shouldn't have written the law. Maybe the law where the Constitution says that should be written in the state. So there is because they say, oh no, they're taking away our democracy. No. The court's not democracy. Democracy is when people vote for shit and they vote for people going to Congress and shit like that, or in the state legislatures, and you vote for it. That's your democracy. The courts writing a law in 73 is not democracy. So look, I think people should go to their legislatures if they believe this process or this procedure should be legalized. It is legal in most states. In fact, I'm pretty sure Lindy Lee lives in New York City, which is where it's still very legal. Anyway, shield billionaires and corporations from having to pay their fair share. What is their fair share, Lindy? That is my question. They always like to throw out this fair share line. Well, what specifically is their fair share? Because remember, the billionaires and the corporations are also the ones who employ a lot of people, aren't they? I mean, it's not like, although some of them get rich off other shit, but for the most part, the corporations, what is a corporation? How does a corporation pay its fair share? Because the more you cost the corporations, the more everything costs you freaking moron. Anyway, adulterate our beautiful nation with their disgusting fossil fuels. Guess what? Fossil fuels have made life better for the entire world. Now, do we need to consider the impact on the environment around us? Absolutely. But all those predictions that y'all have been making for 50 years, they haven't come to fruition. And they keep saying every deadline that was going to be for, we have. One time I remember it was like in about 2012, And some politician said, we only have 9 months left. If we don't fix this now, we may not have an Earth by 2020. Well, it's 2022 and we're all here, and no one's really kicking the bucket from climate change. So anyway, so enough about her. But anyway, so she's pissed off that Joe Manchin. Oh, Salil Kapoor said the Trump tax cuts look safer today than they have in a long time, with different pieces of it poised to be saved by Senator Joe Manchin and Senator Kirsten Sinema. Good, because the Trump tax cuts benefited pretty much everybody. So, except for people who weren't paying taxes already. I mean, if you don't pay any taxes, you can't cut your taxes. But I know that as a middle class, middle America, middle of the road motherfucker, I got a tax cut from Donald Trump, and I don't make that much money. I appreciate it. I was able to fix my truck and do things like put some fertilizer, or not weed killer in my yard, and I got my pool fixed and shit. Yes, the tax cuts benefited everybody. All right, enough about Joe Manchin. How about you? Let's see who else is here while I'm just flapping my lips. Let's see. Big Dro's in the house. Welcome. Nomad is here. Oh, so good morning, Zombie Teddy. And let's see, who else snuck in here while I was ranting and raving? Tales of Gore, what's up? Nice to have you back. Eddie Haskell's in the house. And I saw, there was a name, where is it? I saw something when I was just glanced over, and I can't find it. I'll figure it out. Zombie Teddy, what's up? I think I said, did I just say Zombie Teddy? Maybe it was Zombie Teddy. I think it was that Z thing. And anyway, y'all, well, welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. All right. And Septus Wolf, that's it. Those tax cuts also made my taxes really high. Fuck those tax cuts. Well, how did they make your taxes really high? I'm curious now. John Magnet, what's up? And Tyler F. and Spidey Man. Oh, Spidey, that's who it was, Spidey Man. I saw you up there. Okay, welcome to the show. Those tax cuts made my tax. I'm not sure how that happened. How did it make your taxes really high? I'm curious. Okay, so let's see. Someone named Lisa Martin. I was telling my third graders about how the House has members from each state based on population, but how the Senate, regardless of state population, gets only 2 senators. Even third graders look confused. One asked, how is that fair? Answer, it's not. Exactly why we can't do this shit. Hey, it is fair because we are not a democracy. Oh, the stimulus checks. Oh, yeah. Were people expecting that they would have to pay taxes on those stimulus checks? I bet they didn't. Anyway, it is fair because every state is a separate democracy, and the Confederation of States, known as the United States of America, are 51 democracies that each have their own laws, responsibilities to their people, blah, 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 blah. And so this way, the people of California can't have more great power over the people of North Dakota, how they live their lives. Or the people of Texas can't have dominion over the state of Rhode Island on how they live their lives. Each state has their own laws and whatever. And then we have the Confederation of States, the United States of America, to do things that we need to do as a Confederation of States, like protect our borders, which we don't do very well, and have the common defense for all 50 states, but each state has its own autonomy for its own laws. That is fair. So it doesn't balance too much power into big states over small states. Look, all these small population states that have tons of resources. A democracy means, oh, well, you have a ton of resources and we live in New York and California. Hey, let's just vote to take all your shit. I don't want them to be able to say, hey, I live in California and New York. We're going to vote to take all your shit. No, fuck you. I don't want you to take all my shit. I want to be able to, if you want some of my stuff, you need to buy it or you need to, whatever. You can't just vote yourself some shit. So anyway, I don't know what's wrong with me today. What's going on? Oh, this person answer, it is fair. It's a system designed to balance the powers of large and small states, which was why we have a chamber based on population, with the other one based on equal votes per state. Otherwise, large states would dominate over smaller ones. Not perfect, but it mostly worked. Yeah, it's been working pretty damn good as far as me. We are not a democracy. And the smaller states are not dominating the larger states. Go make your own freaking laws in your state and leave me the fuck alone. That's what the people in Wyoming are saying, except for Liz Cheney, who's trying to be, she's straddling the fence and shit. Anyway, all right, shall we move on, because that was just too much. Also in the news today. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. There's a couple things. Another thing trending because of Joe Manchin, though, is Democratic senators is trending. Now, Citizens for Ethics says a group of Democratic senators is pushing the Federal Reserve to strengthen new central banking ethics rules and add consequences for those who break them, saying the new rules don't go far enough. Hey, you know what I'd rather have the Democratic senators do? Put some laws in place for insider trading among Congress people and senators. Because all you fuckers get rich from the insider shit. Peter and I, when I was working on my history degree 8 years ago, I took a class with people in the teaching program who were really bad students. Those fools are teaching kids now. Yeah, you know, it's unfortunate. The people who, sometimes the people who can't teach, and it's really unfortunate. Anyway, now there's people pissed off. The reason Democratic senator is really trending has nothing to do with that thing I just read. It has to do more the stuff more like this. The Wu-Tang is for the Children says it'll be a glorious day when Ohio and Pennsylvania elect 2 Democratic senators, and no one will give a single shit about Joe Manchin. Well, he doesn't have outside power. See, that's the thing. That's the whole other thing. They try to say that, oh, Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema have way too much power. No. They don't. They are one of 50. Wait, 50. They're 2 of 100 senators. They don't have outside power. They have the reason they say the Democrats say they have too much power is because they're thwarting Democrat bills and legislation and spending projects, right? But they still are one of 52 senators who disagree with the majority of the Democrats. They don't have outsized power. These people are pissed off because they won't get in line. They will not get in line. They will not be forced to do something stupid. And to be honest with you, these 2 senators are probably saving the Democrats more than they know. I'm just saying, okay? Because if they push through some of this shit, you'd think inflation was bad. Now it'd be quite a bit worse. Anyway, other people are pissed off. Someone named Letitia says Manchin needs to be made irrelevant. Let's add more Democratic senators. Oh, because see, she wants to change how the system is. In D.C., your word is your bond. Every indication from public reporting is that Joe Manchin is a man of his word. Is a man who words mean nothing. The goal for Democratic voters in 2022 should be to make his vote irrelevant. That means getting more Democratic senators. Again, it's not one Democratic senator dooming the Democrats' climate plan. It's 52 senators who disagree with the Democrats' climate plan. Stop it. This bitch. I can't believe I said that. Manchin pulls plug on climate tax talks, but will support a package with a plan to lower costs of prescription drugs and extension of expanded Affordable Care Act subsidies set to lapse at the end of the year. We need a different 50 Democratic senators. Boy, they are not happy, though. The Democrats, the rank and file Democrat people and whatever, are not happy with Joe Manchin. So that's why Democratic senator is trending. All right, can we get off this topic now? Next topic. So, I didn't want to talk about this yet. Let me click that off. I'll come back to that. There's another update in the 10-year-old from Ohio who went to who was sent to Indiana because she was forcibly sexed by the illegal immigrant. We'll get to that later. Ivana Trump is trending. If you didn't know, Ivana Trump is the mother of Donald Trump's adult children, and she has passed away at age 72. New York Attorney General postpones Donald Trump's deposition after Ivana Trump's death. Breaking, Marla Maples has been... Oh, my God. Oh, apparently some people are saying it's a curious death. It's a curious death. Ivana Trump, former wife of Donald Trump, is dead at 73, according to the New York Times. Let me see if I can find an article. I don't want to do the New York Times article. But anyway, so a lot of people on the internet are being shitty people on the internet, which happens. I think people on the left are a little more vicious when stuff like this happens, but there are vicious people on the right who do the same shit. But one of the worst, the very day, almost immediately after this announced, there's a group called Occupy Democrats, and they're probably the biggest shitbags on the internet. I'm sorry, I've just admitted it. And so here's a sample of something they do. So before, right here, in 2015, the only thing they value less is basic human decency, and that is debatable. Hashtag GOP debate. Well, yesterday they wrote, breaking: Ivana Trump, Donald's first wife and the mother of monstrous Ivanka, Don Jr., and Erica, dies at age 73. Now, if they do believe in human decency, they also decide who is human and if they are deserving of it, well, whatever. Below the belt tweet, not surprised though, it's Democrats. Now, Occupy Democrats is not necessarily, they're not necessarily an official Democrat organization, although lots of Democrats love this group. Anyway, so that made them trend on Twitter. I'm sorry if you're lost. This tweet shows so much more about Occupy Democrats than the Trump family. Whenever a group tries to show how bad the Trumps are, they end up showing how absolutely horrible they are. And instead, another person saying Occupy Democrats are revolting, but I understand their agony. They hate Ivana Trump because she didn't groom her children to be confused and suicidal. She raised classy adults, and that hurts these pro-pedophiles. I don't know if that's the case, but, well, I mean, I'm sure it is. Who the fuck cares what these garbage... Oh, now this is someone who likes Occupy Democrats, who says, who the fuck cares what these garbage maggots, get it, maggots, think after what they put this country through with that J6 Proud Boy terrorist, Charlottesville, multiple gun massacres. Fuck them to hell. Occupy Democrats, you go. Now, I'm confused. Multiple gun massacres. How did MAG people have anything to do with that shit? Usually leftists doing the gun shit. And then also what they put this country through. Oh, you mean a great economy? Anyway, and the J6, that bullshit. Anyway, but also trending because of Ivana Trump's death is the term Epsteined. Now, I know you know what Epstein is. Epsteined. So weird how an expert skier like Ivana Trump would die falling down the stairs, almost like she was Epstein to throw a monkey wrench in the Trump's upcoming testimony. Really? Really? You think that someone would intentionally do... He's the ex-wife. It's not even his wife. It's the ex-wife from a long time ago. Oh, that's interesting. But sometimes you get side notes about Epstein. Here is Epstein didn't kill himself. Epstein got Epstein. Gislane probably gets Epstein too. Not one single person who paid to rape children on Epstein's Island has been arrested. Yeah, that's long overdue. Also, let's see. Execs in his company filed. Okay, now they're just saying that. So apparently there are conspiracy theories about Donald Trump offing people that are inconvenient to him. So here's someone who says execs in his company died in a helicopter crash back in the 90s. He changed plans to be on that helicopter at the last minute. They were going to be deposed about money laundering in his casinos in New Jersey. Then there's Epstein, who conveniently got Epstein. So yeah, he would. Well, why would he care? Why would he have anything to do with Jeffrey Epstein's death when he's one of the only people who turned on Epstein when he found out that Epstein was doing rude shit to one of his client's daughters? He turned Epstein in and offered to give everything he knew to the prosecutors. Shut up. Anyway, so again, here's another. Found dead at the bottom of her staircase the day before her children were to testify. This is an evil family. I don't believe her death was accidental. She was Epsteined. Let's see. Maybe we can find. Let's see if we can find the article here. I didn't hear about where or. Whoops! I don't want that. No. I don't want to share this. Stop! I don't want to share this. How do I do that? There we go. Let's go to we'll copy and paste. Let's try this. My slow refresh rate on my screens is not making me happy. I need to reconfigure my computer, but I don't have time to on any given day. There we go. ABC Chicago. Ivana Trump. Let's read the article because I didn't know. Found dead inside her New York apartment. So this is from ABC Chicago. Ivana Trump, President Donald Trump's first wife, dies at age 73. I wonder if she had a heart issue dealing with some kind of juice that they put in your body for the stupidness. Anyway, Ivana Trump, the first wife of former President Donald Trump, whose high-profile marriage was only eclipsed by a scandalous divorce, died Thursday afternoon at her Manhattan apartment. She was 73. Police responded to a call of a person in cardiac arrest. At the address for place 12:40 p.m. and police sources said Ivana Trump was found unconscious and unresponsive at the bottom of the set of stairs. Police are investigating whether she fell and if so, whether the fall contributed in any way to her death, the sources said. The New York City Medical Examiner's Office will investigate to determine the cause and manner of death. The Trump family released a statement confirming her death. It is with deep sadness that we announce the passing of our beloved mother, Ivana Trump. It read, our mother was an incredible woman, a force in business, a world-class athlete, a radiant beauty, and a caring mother and friend. Ivana Trump was a survivor. She fled from communism and embraced this country. She taught her children about grit and toughness, compassion and determination. She will be dearly missed by her mother, her 3 children, and 10 grandchildren. Ivana Trump married Donald Trump in 1977, though at times she appeared to be overshadowed by her celebrity husband. She was very much one half of the 80s power couple, serving by his side in the Trump organization as vice president for interior design. She also managed the Plaza Hotel, one of the family's top properties. I'm very saddened to inform all of those who loved her, to which there are many. Okay, this has got to be a Donald Trump statement. Yes, it is. Here we go. I am very saddened to inform all of those that loved her, of which there were many, that Ivana Trump has passed away at her home in New York City. Donald Trump posted on Truth Socials. She was a wonderful, beautiful, and amazing woman who led a great and inspirational life. Her pride and joy were her 3 children, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric. She was so proud of them, and we were also proud of her. Rest in peace, Ivana. So then they, it's so appropriate that they go into the part about their troubled marriage, which became the subject of worldwide public interest as Donald Trump's affair with Marla Maples became public and their split was finalized in 1992. Her divorce made her a heroine for spurned wives everywhere, guarding her a cameo in the 1996 film The First Wives Club, where she told the characters, "Don't get mad, get everything." So anyway, some people are speculating that she was Epstein and whatnot, so it's kind of, but that Occupy Democrats thing, fuck them. Anyway, also in the news, Linda Ronstadt. No, she's not dead. She just turned 76. She's turned 76 today. If you know who Linda Ronstadt is, well, then you're old enough to know. Also, another person trending, Jim Thorpe, the great athlete, has been reinstated as the sole winner of the 1912 Olympic pentathlon and decathlon in Stockholm, nearly 110 years after being stripped of those gold medals for violation of strict amateurism rules of the time. Now, that's an interesting story. Before I do that, though, let me get to this super chat, which I feel bad for not getting to as fast as I should have. Thank you, Margaret Sanger. Margaret Sanger, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day, with a big bullet in the tip jar, who said, I heard you said bad things about Planned Parenthood. It's doing what I wanted. Hey, Margaret Sanger, fuck off. I hate you. But thank you, whoever is playing Margaret Sanger in Minecraft. So thank you very much for sponsoring the show. All right. Okay, so Jim Thorpe reinstated as sole winner of the 1912 Olympic golds. Jim Thorpe has been reinstated, blah, blah, blah. The International Olympic Committee announced the change Friday on the 110th anniversary of Thorpe winning the decathlon and later being proclaimed by King Gustav V of Sweden as the greatest athlete in the world. Thorpe, a Native American, returned to the ticker tape parade in New York, but months later it was discovered that he had been paid to play minor league baseball over 2 summers, an infringement of the Olympic amateurism rule. He was stripped of his gold medals in what was described as the first major international sports scandal. Thorpe remains, to some, remains the greatest all-around athlete ever. He was voted as the Associated Press's athlete of the half century in a poll in 1950. In 1982, 29 years after Thorpe's death, the IOC gave duplicate gold medals to his family, but his Olympic records were not reinstated, nor was his status as the sole gold medalist of the 2 events. 2 years ago, a Bright Path Strong petition advocated declaring Thorpe as the outright winner of the pentathlon and decathlon in 1912. The IOC has listed him as a co-champion in the official record book. So, very interesting. Yeah, he had played, apparently he got paid to play in a couple baseball games, and they found out, and so they stripped him of his Olympic gold medals, which I think, now that since they don't have the necessarily amateurism rules in the Olympics, I guess that's why they reinstated him. But also because he was not competing in events, he wasn't being paid to play in events that he got his Olympic medals for, so I don't know. Hello, Jeffrey Russell Jr., by the way, I see you in the chat. If you leave here tomorrow, would you still remember me? For I must be traveling on now. There's too much places I've got to see. If I stay here with you, girl, things could never be the same. Little Leonard Skinner clip there. I'm not sure why that's in there, though. 9/8 deaths are unacceptable. More people have died this year from natural death than died from COVID under Trump's entire watch. Biden needs to stop the carnage. It is, you never know if, I'm curious as to when Ivana might have taken a jab. All right, let's move on. Update in the Berkeley professor. Remember we talked about this crazy woman who was testifying before the Senate. We watched her questioned by Josh Hawley. Well, there's an opinion piece in the Washington Post today, or was it yesterday, that kind of blows me away. That the Washington Post actually published this article, but in some ways it makes sense because part of the Washington Post mission seems to be to try to protect Democrats. So the title of this is a Berkeley professor's Senate testimony. Didn't go how the left thinks it did. Now, this is interesting because, if you're on Twitter, there's a whole bunch of people out there who thought that her testimony was just a yes, queen moment, right? Yeah, I didn't notice the earrings before either. She has these, I didn't even notice the giant hoop earrings. I mean, I didn't even notice. Anyway, everyone agrees. So here's how the article starts. This is by Meghan Markle, by the way. I'm trying to remember, or McArdle. Everyone agrees it was an epic own. There's much less agreement about who got owned. In Tuesday's Senate hearing on the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, Senator John Cornyn asked University of California at Berkeley law professor Chiara Bridges whether she thought a baby that is not yet born has value. This ensued. I believe a person with the capacity for pregnancy has value, she answered. They have intelligence. They have agency. No. I'm talking about the baby, Cornyn interrupted. And I'm talking about the person with the capacity for pregnancy, she retorted. When Cornyn noted that she wasn't answering the question, she answered, I'm answering a question more interesting to me. Try that in court sometime. Anyway, then when it was his turn to speak, Senator Josh Hawley, Republican of Missouri, returned to this exchange saying, quote, you referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women? In even tones, Bridge replied that while many cisgender women have the capacity for pregnancy, many don't, while some trans men and non-binary people do. But after a little back and forth, she gave up. So I want to recognize that your line of questioning is transphobic, she said with an exasperated laugh, and it opens up trans people to violence. The whole thing quickly became a Rorschach test. Many progressives cheered to see Professor Bridges school a reactionary Republican, but conservatives also cheered because they see a gift to Republican election campaigns. It's funny. The Democrats cheering was because it's schooling a Republican. But the Republicans only think of it as in election terms. Anyway, unlike a Rorschach test, however, this one has a right answer, and the progressives have it wrong. Oh, now this is in the Washington Post. Unbelievable. Moreover, the fact that they can't see just how badly this exchange went for their side shows what a big mistake it was to let academia and media institutions turn into left-wing monocultures. Within those rarefied circles, Bridges' answers were exquisitely and exactly correct. She allowed no hint that late-term fetuses might have moral value, but that might suggest their interests could be weighed against those of the, pregnancy capable. Nor did she concede an inch to the idea that biology can trump gender identity. And when she ran out of patience with Hawley's questions, she pounced in exactly the prescribed manner. Your questions are transphobic, Senator, and you are putting trans people at the risk of violence or suicide by denying their lived reality. Yet outside those circles, Bridges' answers don't really sound so convincing. In most of America, does a late-term fetus have value is a softball. And when Hawley leaped to ask whether women are the ones who give birth, a question few Americans today would struggle with, she resorted to extended question begging. That might be fine from a Berkeley classroom, but it just won't do for a political debate in which the majority of voters disagree with you. Anyone who's ever tried to convince anyone of anything should be able to see that Bridges' approach was counterproductive. Why then did so many articles and tweets cheer the way she, quote, shut down Hawley? Because there's one place that snickering, eye-rolling, and so forth are very effective. Within an insular group where they help delineate the lines of acceptable belief. A sufficiently incredulous "are you suggesting" effectively signals a single corollary, because if you are, we'll shun you. It tells that people that this topic is not up for discussion. Oh, so is that kind of like a, what do they call that? Not a circle jerk, but hive mind or whatever shit. Anyway, within progressive institutions, "that's transphobic" is another such signal, and it works within progressive institutions. In fact, it works too well. It leaves them unprepared to argue with outsiders because they're in their bubble. When I was reporting on the story of transgender college swimmer Leah Thomas, I noticed a curious disconnect. If you read newspapers, watched television, or listened to the academic experts, you might have thought that most people supported Thomas, with some dissent from a few reactionaries or jealous competitors. Yet, the overwhelming majority of people I actually spoke to thought it was unfair for her to compete in women's sports, even though most of them were liberal who would never dream of voting Republicans. Oh my gosh, not Republicans. There were, however, a fearfully silent majority, which meant Thomas's supporters never had to come up with good arguments. Instead, many of my questions got essentially the same answer as the one Bridges ultimately gave to Hawley. Even asking the question is transphobic and dangerous. And here's the thing. That's why I say stop cringing to people calling you transphobic, because it's a meaningless term meant to shut down your speaking, your thought. Within a narrow set of media and academic circles, this was a devastatingly effective tactic that made it impossible for opponents to organize an effective response. Outside those circles, however, it failed utterly. The Swim Federation swiftly made new rules to bar Thomas, along with other athletes who transitioned after puberty, from participating in the future. As well they should. I wondered then whether that decision might have gone differently, or at least been less surprising, if Thomas's supporters had been forced to grapple more directly with things her opponents were saying quietly in private, where they couldn't be overheard. I wonder now what further surprises are in store if progressives can't figure out how to talk to the majority of the country that disagrees with them on a whole lot of things. So anyway, thank you, Megan McCardle. Very well put, and also, God forbid if they have to discuss things and figure out, oh my God, we could have been wrong. Anyway, all right. Before I move on, thank you, John Migna, for sponsoring the show, dropping a deuce in the tip jar, who says the self-Minecraft rate is only 42%. I'm not 100% sure what that means, except for maybe you're talking about the self-Minecraft rate of trans people 7 to 10 years after they transition. I'm not sure. Anyway, good morning, Lunatic. I see you're in the building. Welcome. And Renee Mayette. Hello. Echo Chamber, Bubble, Circle Jerk. I don't care. So they're kind of all the same. Well, if they think they're all the same, never mind. I'm not going to go there. All right. Senator Rand Paul has put something on the internet that I found interesting. They've been looking at the science. The science. Embodiment of science. And he's concluding that he's learning some things, and he tweeted out this stat here. Click. There we go. Oh, John Migna, you are still the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you very much. Now I realize that now I know who Margaret Sanger is. Anyway, thank you, John Migna. You're awesome. So Rand Paul pulled a quote out of this, apparently out of this the science, according to the officials, quoting something saying, using a 3-dose vaccine in 992 children between the ages of 6 months and 5 years, Pfizer found no statistically significant evidence of vaccine efficacy. Nevertheless, the CDC went on to recommend 3 vaccines for children. Now, this whole children and vaccine debate, I don't want to get into it too deeply on here because I don't know what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not allowed to say. But there's an article from Common Sense that I'll highlight here. How much time do I got? Okay, I'm doing good with time. Real quick, thank you, Cryptic, for dropping a big bullet in the tip jar. Thank you very much. And welcome, Cryptic. Nice to have you here. Also, Rock Hopper and somebody else showed up. Cryptic says, I prefer to be called transphobic. Okay, let me see if I can get through. I prefer to, Cryptic says, this is Cryptic's words, not mine, who says, I prefer to be called transphobic. Man, these homeless folks in my city can't make up their mind which side of the street they're going to crap and camp on. Okay, thank you, Cryptic. And I worry about...
I see dead people.
Oh.
Resist, we must.
Anyway, okay, so U.S. public health agencies aren't following the science, officials say. People are getting bad advice, and we can't say anything. So this is by 2 doctors, Marty Mockery, MD, MPH, and Tracy Beth Higg, MD, PhD. The calls and text messages are relentless. On the other end are doctors and scientists at the top levels of the NIH, which is the National Institute of Health, FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, and the CDC, the Center for Disease Control. They are variously frustrated, exasperated, and alarmed about the direction of the agencies to which they have devoted their careers. These are doctors and scientists from those 3 institutions saying this. It's like a horror movie I'm being forced to watch, and I can't close my eyes, one senior FDA official lamented. People are getting bad advice, and we can't say shit! He said anything, but I said we can't say shit. This particular FDA doctor was referring to 2 recent developments inside the agency. First, how, with no solid clinical data, the agency authorized stupid 19 vacations for infants and toddlers, including those who already had stupid 19. A second, the fact that just months before the FDA bypassed their external experts to authorize, I don't have a accurate or a pseudonym for boosters. Anyway, to authorize boosters for young children. That doctor is hardly alone. At the National Institute of Health, doctors and scientists complained to us about low morale and lower staffing. The NIH Vacation Research Center has had many of its senior scientists leave over the last year, including the director, deputy director, and chief medical officer. They have no leadership right now. Suddenly, there's an enormous number of job openings up at the highest level positions, one NIH scientist told us. The people who spoke to us would only agree to be quoted anonymously, citing fair professional repercussions. The CDC has experienced a similar exodus. There has been a large amount of turnover. Morale is low, one high-level official said at the CDC. Things have become so political, so what are we there for? Another CDC scientist told us, quote, I used to be proud to tell people I worked at the CDC. Now I'm embarrassed, end quote. Why are they embarrassed? In short, bad science. The longer answer, that the heads of their agencies are using weak or flawed data to make critically important public health decisions, that such decisions are being driven by what's politically palatable to people in Washington or to the Biden administration, and that they have a myopic focus on one virus instead of overall health. No surprise. Nowhere has this problem been clearer or the stakes higher than on official public health policy regarding children and stupid 19. First, they demanded that young children be face diapers, in school. On this score, the agencies were wrong. Compelling studies later found schools that diapered children had, and I'm using diaper as a pseudonym, had no different rates of transmission. And for social and linguistic development, children need to see the faces of others. Next came school closures. The agencies were wrong, and catastrophically so. Poor and minority children suffered learning loss with an 11-point drop in math scores alone and a 20% drop in math pass rates, which were almost nearly zero in some areas anyway. There are dozens of statistics of this kind. Then they ignored natural immunity. Wrong again. The vast majority of children have already had stupid 19, but this has made no difference in the blanket mandates for childhood vacations. And now, by mandating vacations and what should I put for booster? Boobers? Boobers. There we go. Boosters are now boobers. Anyway, for vacations and boobers, this is going to sound like a penthouse forum. Anyway, for healthy young people with no strong supporting data, these agencies are only further eroding public trust. One CDC scientist told us about her shame and frustration about what happened to American children during the pandemic. CDC failed to balance the risk of stupid 19 with other risks that come from closing schools, she said. Learning loss, mental health exacerbations were obvious early on, and those worsened as the guidance insisted on keeping schools virtual. CDC guidance worsened racial equity. Don't want equity. We want equality. We want equality of opportunity. Anyway, for generations to come, it failed this generation of children. The official at the FDA put it this way: I can't tell you how many people at the FDA have told me, quote, I don't like any of this, but I just need to make it to my retirement, end quote. That's not what we need in public health agencies. Real quick, thank you, John Migda, dropping another deuce in the tip jar, said, should I give my dog another treat? You're the expert lawyer, dog. What? Well, did your dog do something good, or you just like giving your dog a treat? It's up to you. My wife gets the dog treats once after every meal, and I tend to make the dog do something to get a treat. But I don't want the dog trained on treats, because then they'll only do things for treats. So we always train from praise. So you'll have to decide. But if you love your dog, give that dog a treat. That dog's a good dog. Good dog. Good puppy. Anyway, thank you for dropping a deuce in the tip jar. Also, thank you. FTG Farms, our longtime sponsor. And, he's doing another, what do you call it? A co-op, not a cooperative. Collaboration. He's doing another, FTG Farms is doing another collaboration. Thank you for dropping a small bullet in the tip jar. And this is the ad. In partnership with Select Boy, FTG Farms would like to announce FTG Gangsta. Picture this. You are driving to see that cunt that has been dissing you on Insta. Put that fool's ego in a body bag. FTG Gangsta. Play your own rules and leave them smoked. Yes, thank you, FTG Farms. That was fantastic. In fact, the crowd is going wild. Thank you for sponsoring the show. Very nice ad, and that's awesome. All right, let's finish this one up. So, you have people at the FDA who are just let me get to retirement so I can get the fuck out of this place. Right now, internal critics of these agencies are focused on one issue above all. Quote, why did the FDA and the CDC issue strong blanket recommendations for stupid 19 vacations in children? 3 weeks ago, the CDC vigorously recommended mRNA stupid 19 for 20 million children under 5 years of age. Dr. Rochelle Walensky, director of the CDC, declared that the mRNA stupid 19 vacation should be given to everyone 6 months or older because they are, their favorite words, safe and effective. The trouble is that this sweeping recommendation was based on extremely weak, inconclusive 92 children between the ages of 6 months and 5 years. Pfizer found no statistically significant evidence of the vaccine. Anyway, in the subgroup of children aged 6 months to 2 years, the trial found that the vacation could result in a 99% lower chance of infection, but that they also could have a 370% increased chance of becoming infected. What? Oh my God. In other words, Pfizer reported a range of vaccine efficacy so wide that no conclusion could be inferred. No reputable medical journal would accept such sloppy and incomplete results with such a small sample size. More to the point, these results should have given pause to those who are in charge of public health. Referring to Pfizer's vacation efficacy in healthy young children, one high-level CDC official whose expertise is in the evaluation of clinical data joked, quote, "You can inject them with it or squirt it on their face. You'll get the same benefit." Oh, God. I'm sorry I read that, but because again, with this music, you can inject them with it or squirt it in their face and you get the same benefit. We're talking about vacations here. Moderna's results, they conducted a study on 6,388 children with 2 doses, were not much better. Against asymptomatic infections, they claimed a very, very weak vaccine efficacy of just 4% in children ages 6 months to 2 years. Oh my God. They also claimed an efficacy of 23% in children between 2 and 6 years old, but neither result was statistically significant in children against symptomatic infections. Moderna's vaccine did show efficacy that was statistically significant, but the efficacy was low. 50% in children aged 6 months to 2 years and 42% between 2 and 6 years old. Why are we doing this? Kids are not dying from this. Holy shit. Then there's the matter of how long a vaccine gives protection. We know from data in adults that it's generally a matter of months, but we have no such data for young children. It seems criminal that we put the recommendation to give mRNA COVID vacations to babies without good data. We really don't know what the risks are yet, so why push it so hard? A CDC physician added. A high-level FDA official felt the same way. The public has no idea how bad this data really is. It would not pass muster for any other authorization. And yet, the FDA and the CDC pushed it through. That slap in the face of science may explain why only 2% of parents of children under the age of 5 have chosen to get the stupid 19 vacation. And 40% of parents in rural areas say their pediatricians did not recommend this stupid 19 vaccine for their child. Well, at least people are not buying this bullshit. That's a good thing. Now, this goes on longer, but I'm not going to read anymore, but you get the idea that Rockhopper, exactly, propping up their bottom lines. I don't even know how these got. Even know how these got approved. It makes no sense. Real quick, thank you again, John Migda, who says he's 16, so he doesn't do much. Oh, you know what? Old puppy treat anytime. Yeah, I mean, they're in that's definitely twilight time for the doggies. So anything you can do to make an old dog happy is worth it. And if it was just a pup that you just got, I would wait. But no, hell yeah, old dogs deserve whatever you can give, any kind of love you can give to them, be it treats or a little extra time or a nice slow walk or whatever. So yeah, I miss my dog. I miss Lucky. Anyway, all right, let's see. We got that one in. What is this? Oh, that's the article. All right, let's move on. So now there's another big story that I don't know where this came from, but apparently this is the new bombshell. Secret Service agents apparently erased text messages from January 5th and 6th after oversight officials asked for them, according to a watchdog. Now, this is going around. Here's the CNN version of the article. The U.S. Secret Service erased text messages from January 5th and 6th, 2021, shortly after they were requested by oversight officials investigating the agency's response to the U.S. Capitol riot, according to a letter given to the House Select Committee investigating the insurrection and obtained by CNN. The letter, which, well, let's see. I'll just put the letter over here on the next page. Was that the actual letter? Yeah, there's the actual letter. Anyway, the letter, which was originally sent to the House and Senate Homeland Security Committees by the Department of Homeland Security Inspector General, says the messages were erased from the system as part of a device replacement program after the watchdog asked the agency for records related to its electronic communications. Well, isn't that just something that happens? I mean, did they bust up the phones with hammers and shit and throw their laptops into giant shredders? I don't know. I thought that's what you do with things when it's under subpoena by the House committees or the FBI or whatever, because that would be that'd be a Hillary Clinton thing to do. Anyway, but people are comparing this to that, obviously. First, the department notified us that many U.S. Secret Service text messages from January 5th and 6th, 2021 were erased as part of a device replacement program. Wait a minute. Now, listen to this carefully. So if it was a device replacement program, right, which it very well could be, I don't know, and I'm sure there's a way to retrieve these messages otherwise than just strictly from the devices. But note how they are signaling out two dates, right? They're signaling out two dates, but wouldn't that erase all of the text messages for the duration of those devices? But they're making it sound like they specifically destroyed text messages from January 5th and 6th. Anyway, the Secret Service erased those text messages after OIG requested records of electronic communications. No, if they were replacing units, they erased all of them, not just those specific ones. See what I'm saying? They're making it sound like, oh no, they erased just the text messages from January 5th and January 6th. Yeah, that's not what happened. But anyway, second, DH personnel have repeatedly told the OIG inspectors that they were not permitted to provide records directly to the OIG, and that such records had to first undergo a review by review by DHS attorneys. The review led to 2-week-long delays in OIG obtaining records and creating confusion over whether all records have been produced. The Intercept was the first to report the DHS IG letter. I'll go ahead and link that article too. Homeland Security Inspector General did not immediately respond to CNN's request for comment. Now, the U.S. Secret Service pushed back on the allegations in a statement, saying that the insinuation that the Secret Service maliciously deleted text messages following a request is false. In fact, the Secret Service has been fully cooperating with the Inspector General in every respect, whether it be interviews, documents, emails, or texts. The statement continued. DHS OIG requested electronic communications for the first time on February 26, 2021, after the migration was well underway. The Secret Service notified DHS Inspector General of the loss of certain phones' data, but confirmed that to the Inspector General that none of the text it was seeking had been lost in the migration. Well, yeah, because you don't get them just from the phone. There's records of them other places. Anyway, the Secret Service notified the Inspector General of the loss of certain phones' data, but confirmed. Oh, yeah. Senator Gary Peters, chairman of the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee, called the allegations concerning. In a statement on Thursday, we need to get to the bottom of whether the Secret Service destroyed federal records or the Department of Homeland Security obstructed oversight. The DHS Inspector General needs these records to do its independent oversight, and the public deserves to have a full picture of what occurred on January 6th. The Michigan Democrat said, we already know what happened on January 6th. some dudes went to the Capitol while Trump was still speaking and started a riot and found their way inside the building. Some of them broke windows to get in. Some were let in side doors. But they went in, stood around, took selfies, did a little damage, and left because it was a riot, not an insurrection. But this is a juicy story and a juicy headline that CNN gets to put out and is all over the internet right now. All right. Like I said, there's the copy of the letter. There's the copy of the article. Oh, well, that's not the article in The Intercept. Join our newsletter for free access. Okay, there's the article in The Intercept, whatever. Let's finish up here. This case of the young girl who went to Indiana to have and a procedure done. Apparently, in Politico's trending today because of this article. The case of a 10-year-old rape victim is highlighting the election downsides of the new wave of abortion bans. Is this the article right here? Oh, no, that's the Republican sphere. This is the article. Yeah. Where is it? Here it is. There we go. Now, in Politico today, oh God, no. Republicans fear voter backlash after Indiana child rape case. It's interesting that only Republicans fear backlash here. And I'll tell you why after I read this. Republicans knew the minute Roe versus Wade was overturned that they had a political problem. Well, it's pretty low on the priority list of voters right now. Hate to tell you, yes, there are a lot of activists making a lot of noise, but of the overall priorities of voters this year, it's pretty low. But boy, the media is really trying to make it the most important thing ever. Republicans knew the minute Roe versus Wade was overturned, they had a political problem, particularly with moderates in the suburbs who needed the vote for GOP candidates in the midterm. Well, they'll think about this issue and then they'll look at their grocery bill and their gas bill and everything else, and they'll be like, well, bitch is going to have that baby. Anyway, the unfolding story of a 10-year-old rap victim, because I don't want to say that word too often in the YouTube thing, who crossed state lines from Ohio for an ending of her unborn is in Indiana, is confirming just how damaging the issue may be. Is it, though? Oh, God, no, one prominent Republican strategist said after members of his party suggested the victim should have carried the pregnancy to term. Very bad, said another. Or, as one anti-abortion rights Indiana Republican strategist put it, I'm not touching this story with a 10-foot pole wrapped in a blanket or wrapped in whatever. How about, I'm just going to say something really rude, but I'm not going to. I'm just not going to do it. Anyway, the case has become an instant flashpoint in the nation's abortion wars, alarming Republicans as they try to use abortion to rally base voters without alienating the majority of Americans who say abortion should remain legal in at least some circumstances. Okay, let me just stop here. Do you think that maybe the story of the undocumented immigrant, I hate even saying they're immigrant, the undocumented alien, makes this story better for Democrats? Huh? Do you think the fact that part was hidden when they told this tale, which turned out to be true, but, when a lot of people were saying, well, God, I hope it's not true, but wait a minute. How does a 10-year-old get pregnant? Rhetorical question, not a literal question. It's a literal question. How does this 10-year-old get pregnant? And it's based on the date of birth, whatnot. It was 9 years old when this 9-year-old became a 10-year-old that was pregnant. That was the part where we're like, hey, not many of you making sense of that part yet. And now we know that this undocumented alien is the one who did it. Someone who shouldn't have been here, and someone they knew about, at least on the radar for the undocumented alien part, right? Now, there's an interesting update to this story, too. And it hasn't come out completely, but apparently the mother of the victim, the rap victim, went on Telemundo, which is a Spanish-speaking television network, and defends the rapper. The horrendous story of the 10-year-old rap victim in Ohio appears to have taken a turn for the worse. In a Telemundo exclusive, the mother of the victim defended the rapist, calling charges a fabrication and asserting that the child is fine. Now, I'm not going to... Here's the exchange. Did the girl live here as well? Yes, she's fine. Everything that they're saying against him is a lie. Interesting. They asked, and the child, are you related to her or her mother? She says, she's my daughter. The interviewer says, the woman who refused to provide her name and concealed her face states that she has not filed charges against the 27-year-old Gerson Fuentes, who's the rapist, who is charged with rap. Per the authorities, he confessed to having a vaginal contact on at least 2 occasions with a girl who recently turned 10. Therefore, it's estimated that she may have been 9 years old when she was rapped and then became pregnant. The portion of the broader interview sheds significant light on the familial dynamics of the case and further vindicates all skepticism over how the story broke and was handled. We don't even get to this point without the critical work of PJ Media's Megan Fox and so many others. This appears to confirm my thesis of a domestic situation wherein the confessed rapist is also a paramour of the victim's mother. Let's see, where'd that go? Other familiar relation is possible, but less likely. Unfortunately, this person saw many cases while working as a court interpreter. So anyway, the mother is speaking out. The full interview is going to be out today, I believe. And we're in fucking crazy town as far as I'm concerned. I'm out of time, so the articles that I pulled up, the other articles I pulled up for today, I'll just leave them in the link that I'll be updating here in a second. Just to give you the headlines, though, just so you know what I didn't get to. Hillary Clinton. Speaking of Epsteined, Hillary Clinton and Chelsea roll out an 8-part docuseries where they will hold intimate conversations. Appropriate music. With Kim Kardashian and Megan Thee Stallion after Frida Pinto signs on to play Huma in a new TV series. Wait, what? Okay, hang on. I missed that part. I wonder if that's about her relationship with that former mayor of Chicago who was sending dick pics to teens. Anyway, Hillary Clinton posted on Thursday a preview image of her upcoming docuseries with daughter Chelsea Clinton premiering on Apple TV on September 9th. Thank God I don't have Apple TV. Or do I have Apple TV? I don't think I have Apple TV. The duo will have intimate conversations with big-name stars in the 8-part series based on their work, The Book of Gutsy Women. Holy shit. I'm not going to read that again. We've got a premiere date. Gutsy, our new 8-episode documentary series, will premiere on Apple TV on September 9th. Clinton posted on Instagram Thursday morning. Set your calendars to join Chelsea and me for intimate conversations about life, careers, and courage with some of our personal heroines, favorite pioneering women, and fellow mother-daughter duos. Well, you know what? I am going to put that on my calendar. Thank you, Jen T. Maxey. Good morning. Or thanks for being here, I meant. And I'm going to put it on my calendar because I'm going to be having my eyes scooped out at that very time. I'm going to schedule it so I don't have any chance of watching this shit. Anyway, there you go. I didn't even have this on the screen. Here, you need this visual of Hillary and Chelsea, this lovely mother-daughter combo, and they are so important to the world. There you go. Oh my God. And that looks really weird with Megan Thee Stallion with that big black pole near her vaginal area. Anyway, It's going to include episodes featuring talks with the reality show icon Kim Kardashian, as well as female rapper Meg Thee Stallion. The rest of the episodes will show the duo speaking with comedian Amy. Oh God, I can't wait! Hillary Clinton and Chelsea Clinton speaking with comedians Amy Schumer and Wanda Sykes. Oh, thank God. That's just what I've been waiting for. And then also actress Goldie Hawn and Kate Hudson. Those are mother-daughter duos. Jane Goodall. Oh, now Dr. Jane Goodall. I like Dr. Jane Goodall. I mean, she's weird, but anyway. And political activist Gloria Steinem. Oh my God. Please put it on your calendar. Make sure you schedule something else on that day. And on that note, the other articles that I didn't get to in the Metro, there's an article about a boat that capsized and killed 2 people in New York. Apparently it was over capacity. 2 people died in this boat crash where the boat capsized. A 24-foot-long Yamaha AR-240 had... Oh my God, it had a maximum capacity of 12 people or 2,698 pounds. Authorities said 13 people were on the boat by late Wednesday. It was revealed, there's more than 13 on board. Tragedy. And then in the Daily Caller, there was this one. Apparently there's a lot of men and women scrambling to get sterilized. There's men in liberal cities scramble for vasectomies, but there's also, I saw an article about women out wanting to get their tubes tied after Roe versus Wade. It's like, well, I guess that's one way to avoid the situation. In World Net Daily, there's an article, cheap shot, Obama at war with his own presidential doctor over Biden. Apparently, the former White House doctor, who's now a member of Congress, back at the time that Joe Biden was making gaffe after gas, was saying that maybe Joe Biden should have been getting a cognitive test like President Trump did. And apparently that didn't sit well with Obama, who sent him a scathing email. And so there's an article about that in World Net Daily. Let's see, what else? Pilot, if you ever see Pilot and Flying J, they're those travel centers for truckers, basically. They're trucks, a lot of the big like truck stations, gas stations, diesel stations, whatever. Well, they're also going to be adding 2,000 electric vehicle charging stations, including trailer-friendly ones in their various locations around the country. Yippee skippy. And finally, the other day, told you about the article in Gateway Pundit about the proof. They apparently have proof. Highly sensitive DOJ January 6 documents leaked to the Gateway Pundit. FBI confidential human source infiltrated the Proud Boys, ran FBI operations on January 6. We showed you the... we had this report. I never put the article out here, so I'm putting it in today's tabs, or today's one tab link. And speaking of the one tab link, as I always do, I will be updating that shortly during the outro. Everything that we saw today will be in that link. You click this, it's in the second paragraph of the description down below. If you click that link, you'll get a page with every single article and tweet and whatever that I did today. So that's all we had. Now, quick question. Maybe we'll talk about this next week. Have any of you been getting notifications or recommendations of other videos that I've done while on YouTube? Because last night somebody got a good chuckle that YouTube recommended one of my videos. It was the first video that I've ever done. It was the answers to SJW questions from white men. And it was my first video I ever made, kind of a comedy video. It was a little too long and it was kind of boring at the beginning, but it turned out to be pretty good. A lot of people liked it, and it has about 3,000 views. But I'm just curious, do you get recommendations of my other work, other streams, other videos? Just curious. Throw a yes or no in the chat if you've gotten a recommendation of any of my videos in the last week. So I'm curious. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for today. And I am so happy that you joined me today on the Morning Night Live. As you know, I'm here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 Central. If you haven't already done so, click that little thumbs up button and called the like button. And please share this stream before, during, after the stream. If you're watching a replay, put a comment in the comment section so I know you were here and I can say hi. And thank you for our sponsors today who sponsor the show, including Margaret Sanger, a.k.a. John Migda, but the real John Migda also. Also, thank you, Cryptic, and FTG Farms, a.k.a. Ty Alexander, for sponsoring the show. John Migda, you are the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you very much. Just a reminder, I updated my outro finally. So there is a new outro, and you're about to see it. During that outro, I'll be updating the one-tab link. So if you would like to use any of those articles or tweets or whatever for your own personal use, well, I'm making it easy for you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I gotta go. My name is P Dog Knight. And I'm out of here. Bye-bye! Hey, this is P Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.